So someone at a conference draws everything the speakers say into one giant image, and people go absolutely wild for it. That is graphic recording. And no, you don't actually have to be there in person to make it happen. I'm Beth and I do this for a living. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what graphic recording is, how it actually works, and who it's for. So whether you're thinking about somebody to come in and graphic record your event for you, or you want to learn how to do it yourself, stick around and find out. Okay, so graphic recording, it is a bit tricky because it has lots of different names. It can be called sketchnoting, it can be called visual note-taking, live scribing, live illustration, lots of different things. And depending on who you talk to, they will call it something different. But just be aware of all those different terms. Now, the idea is fairly simple in that somebody, i.e. me, will take the content from a talk, a podcast, a webinar, any kind of information. It could be document. I've had people send me voice notes before. So any type of information. And instead of typing it up into meeting notes or letting AI transcribe it into a block of text, I draw it into a one-page summary. And the result is a one-page illustrated summary with everything captured, everything connected, everything presented in a way that people actually want to look at and share, and they love and they refer back to it. So big wins. Now, the thing that does surprise some people is that I don't always have to be at the event. So often people will send me recordings of keynotes or recordings of webinars, and I complete all the work here from shared quarters remotely. Now, that's not to say some people don't do live graphic recording, because there's kind of two types as well. Some people graphic record analog, so on big boards with markers, pens. I've got some pens down here to show you guys, but yeah, so that's old school analog, big foam boards, and it's quite performative. I don't do that. I do post-event summaries, so I actually work on my iPad and I work remotely thanks to the magic of the internet. So from my client's point of view, there is no stress, there's no travel logistics, there's nothing to sort out. It's super simple. And the results can look something like this. So how does it actually work? Well, let me walk you through my process, because I think it will help demystify the whole mystery around graphic recording. Step one is that you send me your information, and this can be information in many different formats. So sometimes it is a podcast recording, it could be a webinar, it could be a keynote speech, it could be a document, it could be notes of your meeting, voice notes. Like I said before, somebody WhatsApped me an entire story before for me to draw out. So you just send your info to me, and then the ball is rolling. Step two is that I do a deep dive. So that is the point where I listen to your information, I will take rough notes, I will start to synthesize that information in my head, and I'm looking for those overarching big ideas, the key things, the phrases that get repeated, things that really stand out to me. So I make decisions about hierarchy, about the flow, what it might look like, what's the most important idea on the page, and what other information is around to support those main ideas. Step three, I start to draw it. Now, my chosen equipment is an iPad Pro and Procreate. My iPad Pro is about 5 years old or so it's not super new, but I do use that with an Apple Pencil, and then I use the drawing app Procreate on my iPad. At this point, I am building the layout, I am deciding the flow, how it feels on the page, what goes where, and I'm making decisions about what information I should prioritize and what information I can get off the page. And step four, maybe the nicest step for my clients, is when the magic appears in their inbox and they get a high resolution illustrated summary ready for them to share on their socials, in their marketing, internally, externally, and so on. And from working with my clients over the years, I also offer something called social media snippets. So what I do is I take the full illustrated summary and I break it down into the individual PNG elements that my clients can then take and use in their marketing materials. So it gives them loads of evergreen content going forward. I mean, obviously I think that's brilliant, but then again, I am a bit biased. So who is graphic recording for, and who is actually booking me? The truth is, I actually get booked by a real variety of people, and sometimes it's hard to describe my ideal client because I'm a bit of a client chameleon, I call myself, because I will get so many different clients. And this could be anybody from event planners and conference organisers. It could be learning and development teams. I often do a lot of conversing with HR teams or people in charge of culture within an organisation, keynote speakers, podcast owners, people who run series of webinars, so maybe 10 or 12 weeks, and they want each one summarized. So it really just depends. I've worked with everyone from solopreneurs all the way up to big companies like Canva. So yeah, it is wild. So yeah, for event planners and organizers, if you're putting on an event and you want your audience to get the most out of it and leave feeling like they're all on the same page, then definitely illustrated summaries are for you. Learning and development and HR teams, illustrated summaries work really well in training sessions when you need everybody on the same page, away days, off-sites, strategy workshops, and often my clients will get the final illustrated summary enlarged and pop it up on the wall in their office. So that's pretty cool to see as well. And then, yeah, keynote speakers, people who are kind of giving these talks and they want some evergreen content from it. It's cool that they can put kind of pieces on social media and stuff, but how do you convey that in an email, say? When they email the illustrated summary to their followers, it always gets a really, really good response. And it also lives in LinkedIn and in inboxes way after their talk is finished, which is what we all want. And there's a whole other audience as well, and that's people who want to learn how to do graphic recording or sketchnoting for themselves. And if that's you, keep watching, because I'm hopefully going to be making some more of these videos, which will be really helpful for you to get a little behind the scenes look at how I do this for a living. Okay, now it's story time. So before I was doing this, I was actually a primary teacher for 8-9 years. And then after that, I was a learning technologist. So one of the things that I know for absolute certain is that I'm very good at knowing how people learn. And we remember things way, way better when we see and hear them, okay? So we're combining the two sides of our brain, which basically powers up our learning. And there's a really good reason that every good teacher draws on their whiteboard or their blackboard in their classroom. And there's also a reason why TED Talks use visuals, because when you add words and visuals together, the ideas stick. A whole heavy block of text will get ignored. That is a fact. But a one-page illustrated summary gets shared on LinkedIn, pinned on the wall of the office, distributed to colleagues, featured in the conference recap. It just works because it's designed to be engaging and not just informative. It's interesting for the audience, and that's the whole point. So yes, if you are a learning and development specialist, an event planner, a conference planner, any of those things, a podcaster, and you want to turn your talk into something really engaging that your audience is going to remember and share, then absolutely, I'd love to work with you. The link to see my portfolio and my packages is in the description below the video. And if you're curious about visual note-taking yourself and want to have a go, then I have actually made a free 7-day email series called Kickstart Your Visual Notes. So you can sign up with the link in the description, and yeah, you'll be able to start creating your own visual notes. So please subscribe if you want to see more behind the scenes of being a professional graphic recorder and sketchnoter. I've got so much more to share, and I will see you on the next one.